Do you ever feel like conflicts around money or chores or kids or anything like that has kind of driven a stake through the heart of your love? Well, you wouldn't be alone. The reality is that people get together, fall in love, get married for all kinds of different reasons. But when the rubber hits the road of life, when the logistics start getting complicated, that's when it really gets tested. And as much as I love the Beatles and I love the sentiment, the reality is that love is not all you need. You actually have to be able to work together. It's really a lot like business. In business, there are many rules that go into having high performing teams. And getting along great with each other is not the most important one. In marriage, we think that, oh, what matters? I love the person. We get along together. We enjoy the same, movies or jokes or food or whatever. But the reality is that life together is so much more complicated, especially if you own property and especially if you've got kids, because now you have to actually work together with finances and little people and parenting and all kinds of crazy stuff. But there are ways to make it better, to get through those hurdles. And you can do that by bringing some of the principles of high performing teams from business into your marriage. The reality is that there are two main factors. There's where you and your partner are looking to get to, right? And those might or might not be the same thing. And then there are these styles or strategies that you each use to actually try to get there. And the targets are things like love or significance or security, excitement or growth or contribution. But your strategies towards getting there are things like, are you more inwardly focused or outwardly focused? Right? Are you thinking more in terms of how you're feeling or how other people might be feeling? Do you tend to be moving more slowly and deliberately or much more impulsively? Do you make decisions based more on facts or more on feelings? These are going to make a huge difference in how you get together. Typically, when people have the same style, they get along well, but they have blind spots. When people have the same goals, they might have conflict, but they keep chugging along towards the same basic place. So, what can you do about this? Well, if you're having conflict, then the first thing to do is to recognize what each of your respective goals and styles are, and then respect each other for what you bring to the table. If the two of you, for example, are both very good at research and analysis, then you're going to have the same style in terms of making decisions, whether it's something stupid like, where to have dinner, or something bigger like a home remodeling project. But the problem is that because both of you tend towards information and deliberation, it's going to be more challenging for you guys to, frankly, just kind of be in the flow of love and life, to be spontaneous, to be playful. And frankly, it's also going to be easy for you guys to get stuck in analysis paralysis. Now, at the other end, if both of you are very outgoing and impulsive and vivacious, then you're going to have lots of friends and fun together. But when it comes time to making serious decisions, you might not make the best decisions because you're going to have trouble kind of bringing facts into the equation and really analyzing them. And none of these styles are right and wrong, and there are other different possibilities as well, right? The point is that if your partner has differing style from you, they're bringing something to the table. They're going to help you guys make a better team together, but there's going to be conflict. And the more differences that there are between the two of you, well, the more holistic, the more well-rounded you are in terms of being a team, but the easier it's going to be to butt heads. So the more important it is to actually step back, really embrace love, and appreciate each other for what you bring to the table, for how you help make each other's lives better. Yes, it's going to make for a little crazy making, in the moment when, tempers can flare when you guys have to make a decision on something, and, you have different ways of approaching it. But as long as you can stand in love, as long as you can really respect each other and appreciate what each other is bringing to the table, then you can work together. And instead of butting heads, you're going to form an amazing team. And you're really going to have a life that's going to chug along and do amazingly, do fantastically, really support your love as it grows into the future. I hope you found this information useful. You can find much more about it on my website and in my training programs and live events. If you go to my website, guyardito.com, that's GUYARDITO.com, you can join the mailing list right there for an absolutely free course on relationship mastery. Just enter your name and email, and I'll send it out to you lickety split. So I hope you're having a great day. Until next time, remember, life is an adventure. Live in love.